Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Let's Go Pulling. My name is Jason Schultz. Doug Borth joining us tonight. The Larry Richwine. Ryan Rusink as well. We're going to open up the show with some. We're going to talk to Jim and James. They have an event in Plainview, Minnesota. I think it's at the Corn Cob Festival. What's it called, guys?
Correct. It's called the Plainview Corn on the Cob Days, and it's been going on in Plainview for years. I don't even know how long. I've been a lifelong resident, and it's been there every year since I've been there.
Good stuff. Well, let's talk about the events that you really want to let people know about in Plainview, Jim.
Well, I was at a show one time, and I ran into James with the Glenwood RC Dirt Pullers, and I told him this would be a nice addition to add to our Corn Cob Day Festival, to have them come up and show pulling, because a lot of people in that area do not know about the small radio-controlled pulling tractor and such. I do own a toy store in town. I do not sell radio-controlled toys, but I sell farm toys. So that was kind of my swing in to hook up with James and to sponsor this event for him and his group. So
Well, it's fun.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it gets to be a lot of fun.
We're hoping that it turns really good this year. I mean, we kind of slid it in. They had a lot of stuff going on at the Corn Cob. You know, it's a full weekend event. Actually, it starts on Thursday with garage sales and such. But we carved out some time. I think it was 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday is when the pull will start. It will go until dark, or 10 o'clock, whichever we run out of light, or however that works. And then we're going to do some more pulling on Sunday. Is that correct, James?
Yes, we're going to kind of make Sunday where we have it open to the public, so anybody from Plainview, Rochester, wherever they may be from, coming hanging out, and they happen to have their remote control vehicle with us, they are more than welcome to hook it up and see what it can do.
So yeah, and one of the fun things to understand too is that they put out about 8 to 10 tons of sweet corn they give out free on Sunday. Lakeside Food donates that, so that's always been the packing plant in town, and they're good people. That's a lot of corn.
I definitely love me some corn on the cob. I'm putting the link to your guys' event right now into the chat as well, so people can see that. I found it's the Corn on the Cob Days, Plainview, Minnesota, starting August 16th through August 20th. So,
correct.
What else is it? A lot of music and a lot of bands, or is there any big going on?
There's going to be bands and music. Different places are going to have different food vendors come in. It's at the Central Park in the middle of town. So that'll have a bunch of vendors in there. There's a shop down the street that has a lot of craft vendors. There is something that's really neat, and it starts before 4 o'clock. It's, if you look on the thing, it'll say the Tractor Games, and that is the local old-time tractor group, and they have a bunch of different things they do with their tractors. One's a balance beam. They'll drive them things up on a balance beam and try and balance the tractor, and it's a timed event. They have barrel races with them. They have tractor pulls where people actually got to pull the tractor and see who can make it the fastest down the track on teams. So that's one of the things. They have a muscle car show event too on that day, on Saturdays, and then the big parade on Sunday, and the Cob feed on Sunday also.
Now, James, for the RC pull, is it like certain classes, or is it going to be kind of like the other ones you do at the toy shows, where you just kind of everybody just comes, brings what they have, and they let them run?
We are going to have certain classes, and we are also, if you show up either Saturday or Sunday and you want to hook up and you just have a out-of-the-box RC, we'll be more than happy to let you hook up and see what you can do. And this coming weekend, we're going to be running the polling a little different. Jim was kind enough and has put up money out of his own pocket. So instead of competing for ribbons, trophies, and points, we'll be competing for cash prizes for first, second, and third place polls.
How many pullers are you expecting, James, you think?
Right now, I have 20 people that have said as long as their schedule allows this weekend, that they will be there, and we are hoping for a lot more. I've been putting it out to every RC club that I'm associated with and have a connection with, and been putting it on Facebook and on my Glenwood RC Dirt Pullers page. Just really trying to get word out there, and hopefully we get a really good crowd.
Did we lose Jason?
I hope
We're
not.
we're not that lucky. I mean, no, surely not.
You didn't say that out loud, did you?
Yeah, I did. Help me, Doug. Help me.
Well, I don't think anyone heard you.
Good. Good. Well, my voice doesn't carry very well.
Mm-hmm.
I can fill it in. What's kind of interesting is I was talking to some of the local people, and they had no idea that they could do mini tractor pulls. I told them different websites. I gave them Jason's website or James's website to go to look it up. And to see what it is. But there are a lot of people in our area, the RC pulling is going to be new. I mean, they're used to the big tractor pulls, what you guys do and such. But the small stuff, they've never seen it, so I think it's going to be a pretty wild experience.
Yeah,
We'll
we've
try
got
to make
Jason.
Pardon me?
Jason got I believe, what is it? Does that sound right, James? An 8-pound pro stock? Is that what Jason?
What's that? I think his is either a 10 or 12 pound. I'm not positive. I've only seen a couple of pictures of it. I have not seen it actually pulling or competing yet.
I know that will be in Bowling Green this weekend.
Right.
Alrighty. I'm sure eventually our paths will cross, me and Jason.
Right. I haven't seen it yet either, but it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks pretty sharp, and it's pretty cool that he's got it modeled after the big one.
Right.
That's one thing too in the toys right now is the 164th. They're starting to put out actual pulling tractors. I know they have Fords and IH out. I'm sure you guys probably seen them already. They are becoming highly collectible, especially when SpecCast made their toys pullers. Those things, they're good. I call them the good as gold. They only go up in price. But it's really neat to see this kind of different stuff and such. And the things I'm just excited.
What's the hottest selling 164th puller right now for you?
For me, I'd say it's the IH one.
So you're talking about the ones that Ertl put out?
Correct.
Okay.
It's the price point is there for kids. They'll buy them for birthdays.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right.
And that's
for sure,
and it's something different, especially when they brought out the pulling sleds. And,
Yep.
That helped a lot.
Yep.
I mean, they can fly off the shelves every time I get a new model in.
We couldn't have lost Jason because he's the host. If we lost him, we wouldn't be here. Think about it.
Probably had to take a phone call.
Oh, he's probably got somebody wanting to, finance a home. Oh, hi, Jason. How are you?
Hey, Jason, you're back.
I had to run across the grounds with the Starlink guys. I tried to do it from the announcer stand, and yeah, I'm trying to catch back up. So am I breaking up, or can you hear me okay?
No,
Sound good to me.
Okay.
You're good.
Awesome.
I don't think that clock behind your head's set correctly, but you might want to check that when we get off the air.
And it's been
I
late
love you,
all
Larry.
year.
Jim, where's a place you can buy some of those toys? I got somebody asking. Randy Gronenbaum.
Well, I sell them at my store in Plainview. That's a plug. I mean, I could give you lots of different ideas. I mean, if you Google for the collector Ertl Farm Toys, there's a lot of different places throughout Iowa and Wisconsin that sell them. There's a big network of dealers.
Yep. Looks like Randy's checking in from Pella. So
So that,
Case IH ones, aren't they available at the dealership?
pardon me?
The Case IH ones, aren't they available at the?
Yeah,
local
you
Case
can get
IH
them at the
dealer?
They
dealership.
should.
Some
Yeah.
dealerships, well, they don't always carry a lot of it,
Yeah.
toys. We try and carry as much as we can. We're limited on space too.
Sure.
But as for the RC ones, that would be a question for James where you can pick that stuff up because I'm getting interested in that myself.
yeah, I'm hoping to. I haven't seen my RC toy yet, but I've seen pictures of it. It's pretty cool. So I'm excited to go out and actually get to drive it once. So, yep, it's going to be fun.
I'll see it this week.
It's supposed to be in Bowling Green this weekend. Yeah. So, Larry, will you go drive it?
No problem. No problem at all. Yeah. If it'll hold a 314-pound man, I'll drive the dang thing.
No, it's a remote control puller,
I know
Larry.
what it is. I know.
Okay.
I was being Larry. Actually, they build the track over there underneath the shade trees and everything there behind the toy store and stuff at Bowling Green, and they seem to pull like all weekend, I believe.
They do.
There's a lot of stuff going on over there.
Rick Crumreich says, I bought my grandson all of them. I wish someone, Bowling Green or somebody, would make a pulling carpet for the kids. It would sell for the pulling kids. I would buy one, especially carpet farmers and pulling carpet. I love it.
That's a good suggestion. I can pass that along when I'm down at my national show. There's also a couple other people who might do it on the side. I can talk to them too.
Hey, James, give me a rough guess. I mean, I know what I spent on my RC puller, but I mean, what does it cost to get started with one?
Depends upon what you're looking for. If you're looking for like an RC tractor, or if you're looking for like pro stock truck or farm stock, you could spend for a new one anywhere from $600-700 on up to $2,500 and more. Just depends upon how much modification you're going to be doing on it, and if you're getting into like the electric, or if you're getting into nitro or gas, and then how many motors are you putting on it.
Yep, and there's a picture of mine right there.
That's
So,
very cool.
Oh yeah, nice.
yep, that'll be it. It'll be in Bowling Green this weekend. So,
Well, you
Kyle
set it up so I can run it, and I'll be happy to I'll be happy to run it up for you.
No, I'll let him. No, Larry, go see him. I'll let him know. Darren Mealy built it for me out of North Carolina, and then Kyle Barazanek, I think is how I say his last name. He's out of Fond du Lac. They got a little pulling club up here, and he's campaigning it for me.
Cool.
So, but
Very
Octane Inc. is the one who wrapped the Big Remedy, and they actually did this for me as well too.
Really?
Turned out really good.
Yes,
So
it does. Looks
turned out
nice.
really good.
Yeah.
What size batteries do you run in those, James?
In mine, I have a 2S LiPo set up in mine. So,
Nice.
and I run in the 10-pound Pro Stock. I'm not sure what you're running yours in, Jason.
Mine's in super stock.
Super Stock? All right.
Yep.
I'll,
I think-
I'll bite. What's the difference between a 10-pound Pro Stock and a 10-pound Super Stock tractor in the RC world?
I
In
think
the
it's the
RC
rear
world,
tire.
It's tire spacing, size of tires, what you're allowed for running for a motor and battery. And then you have to make sure your tractor weighs in right at 10 pounds. You cannot
Sure.
go over.
Nice.
And that has to be with the battery weights and everything on it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Adam, I think Adam's going to Bowling Green this weekend. Built Diesel Mafia is what I've been told. Chandler mentioned he was going. Yeah, there is an RC pulling track. Larry, it's kind of behind It's behind the family side, right? The south side grandstands.
It's behind the south side grandstand. If you go in there where they have the store for all the Bowling Green merchandise, it's right across the street behind there underneath the shade trees. That's
Awesome.
where it's at.
Awesome. Well, Jim, give us the 30-second TV commercial one more time, and we're going to let you enjoy the rest of your evening, guys.
All right, the 30-second commercial is come on up to Plainview. You can make a fun weekend out of it. There's going to be pulling. There's going to be real tractors. There's going to be show cars. There's going to be bands. There's going to be beer. There's going to be corn, some more beer and a parade, and some more pulling.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, Jim, James, thank you for everything. You guys have a great night, okay?
You bet. Thank you,
You
Jason.
too. Thanks, everybody, for having us on.
You bet. Have
Take
a good
care.
one. Bye, guys.
Hey, Roos, where's that picture of Walsh driving without the steering wheel? Before I bring our next guest on to talk oil, I wanna show that to everybody quick. I saw it on my feed today. It's on your personal
It's
page,
on-
or where's that at?
Yeah. Yeah, it's on my timeline.
Is it? Did you post it today?
Yes.
There it is. Okay. This is awesome. Can you, and I know that Larry, I saw Sandiford comment on it as well. It happened to him once. What else? Larry, did you see this on Ryan's timeline?
No, I haven't. Was he going down the track? The steering wheel came off in his hands.
Mhm.
Yeah. There.
Yeah.
That happens,
Bluetooth
that happens
steering.
more often than you think. Yes.
Yes, it
yeah,
does.
Okay. That's happened several times in my former life.
That's happened several times to that tractor, as a matter of fact, under multiple
really?
owners. Yeah.
Is that the Two Aces tractor?
No, that's
No.
No.
Two
that's
aces.
the
Green
Irish
Streak.
Challenger 2.0. That's
Yeah.
but it is the former Green Streak.
It is. Okay.
And it happened to Greg Boyd at Freeport.
Okay. What do they call that one now? What's the name of this one?
Irish Challenger 2.0.
Okay, that's right, the 2.0. Because they had 3 turbines there, right? And then this one, the Hemis.
Two turbines.
They had 2 turbines. They had 2 3-turbine mods, and then they had the piston motor.
Gotcha.
So they had 4.
Gotcha. Good stuff. Good stuff. Charles, how are you, buddy?
I'm good.
Four Aces is a double turbine formerly owned by LD Nation. Okay. I saw them all sitting back there, but I didn't get a chance to really see much of them. So I heard this one go down the track. I just thought that was cool today when Ryan posted that. And then he had another picture I got to show you quick. Vorwald. He said all the Vorwalds are trying to kill you, Ryan?
All 3 have had their shot. They've all missed.
That looks like that's Jesse Geis's pull.
Yeah. It's in the album.
I don't have my
No,
normal
it's not.
setup tonight.
It's in go to my album called Artsy Fartsy and Custom Stuff.
Okay.
Or just
I don't
click that.
I don't have my normal setup tonight, guys. I just have one screen. I'm sitting in the motor home at the Iowa State Fair. So give me 1 second. There it is, Ryan. Yeah, this is pretty cool.
So yeah, the line kind of bent a little bit with that track. For those of you who have competed at Hillsboro or who have been there before, you know that east track favors the left-hand side, and that's why you see a lot of disqualifications because people go dancing with the train a little bit, and they end up finding that white chalk line.
Did Brett Berg
but
go
this
out of
time-
bounds? Ryan,
Did who?
did Brett Berg and the Moneymaker go out of bounds?
I kind of think so. Yes, he did.
Because I heard him get after it, Ryan. I had bought that Flow Racing, and I was sitting back at the full pull booth, and I was watching the live stream back there. And I heard him get after it, and there was about that 30-second delay. I heard one of the announcers say they thought they went out of bounds, but nobody wanted to say it, so I wasn't sure. So
Yeah, he did go out of bounds. He probably right in front of me. It was one of those deals where you click off a couple and hope they turn out, and then you kind of duck.
Yep, understood.
So,
Well, before we
If I
before we
remember,
start, go ahead.
I was going to say, if I remember correctly, I think that one, when the sled came to rest, I think there was probably less than a foot between the sled and the Jersey barriers.
Yeah.
Brandon took some pretty close calls this year.
Yeah, there's not much room for the sled to swing there. You know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
So,
Yeah.
nope, not at all. Well, before we get to Scotty Tuhati, our next guest, we have a new partnership with Sunoco Oil, and I'll let him talk about all that. Larry, this was your first trip to Hillsboro. Was this honest to God your first pro pulling league pull ever?
Honest to God, my first pro pulling league pull ever.
Did Slama introduce you Friday night at the pullers meal? Did he say that?
Oh yeah. He made a big deal the fact that Rich Wine was at his very first PPL event, and hoped I enjoyed it, which I did enjoy it. But yeah, Jonathan's been telling me for years, just come walk through. I'll hand you some flags. And then Jonathan wanted to put a official shirt on the seat of my golf cart and some wire ties, some zip ties, and then just take a photo of me on the golf cart with these items. And I went, no. Wait till the 1st of October, then do whatever you want.
Awesome. Well, Scott Balby, how are you tonight, sir?
I'm doing just well. How are you, gentlemen?
We're fantastic. I'm sitting at the Iowa State Fair. We got 2 days of pulling starting tomorrow, and then Wisner, Nebraska. Doug and Hope are heading out to Bowling Green, Ohio. Roos, what do you got going on this week?
I'll be in Wisner.
Give me a Wisner. Larry, you're in BG.
Yep, starting tomorrow afternoon, I'll be there.
CP, don't you have Armada Sunday? Is that your home one?
It's Saturday, Sunday. We got our fair classes Saturday with all our farm stocks and semis and diesel trucks and all the mayhem that we're going to do with light limited supers and super farms on Saturday. And then on Sunday, we bring it all back with NTPA Region 2 for light limited super, super farm, mini, and four-wheel drive.
Awesome. I know Berrien Springs, Michigan's happening tonight as well. That's one of our promoter polls that we've been helping with as well. So, Scott, take over. What are we doing now with you? Oops, wrong button there. Sorry about that.
So, first of all, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. But
Heck yeah.
New adventures this year. It's been a change of pace since the start of the year. So, a lot of people may know or not know my face from Director of Motorsports at Champion Oil. And that dissolved first of the year with new structure with corporate America. So switching gears through the early part of the year, spring, decided to open up and partner with Brandon Leach, one of my accounts in Atchison, Kansas. And we basically opened up our own lubricant business. So we're an exclusive master distributor for Sunoco Racing Oil and Lubricants, which we're very blessed because there's only about 4 or 5 master distributors who are hand selected to carry the Sunoco banner. So we're pleased about that. And of course, we have my relationship with Champion. We still maintain that today. So we're master distributor for the Champion line, Racing Oil and lubricants as well. We've picked up a really cool cleaner degreaser in the last month that is a general purpose for anything. It's more of a mud off is what we got involved with it, but we found out you can use it for anything. You can use it it's great on black streaks for trailers, show shine, anything like that, around the house, gutters, cement, concrete, kitchens, all that stuff. So, but so far so good. It's been a little bit rolling, but I'm still home in North Carolina, just outside Winston-Salem. So been back and forth. I was out in Kansas last week, working that area. I actually went to Warrensburg for the pull. We set up an agency for the pull there, but things are going good. Sunoco introduced to the world again in May about the Racing Oil in Vegas at their big show. So they were out of it for a little bit on the racing side. The lubricant side, they've been in business for well over 100 years, close to 150 years. So, but so we're pretty excited and doing the partnership with Beer Money Pulling. We're hopes going to ignite this and take off and offer products for both, the teams for high performance for their truck and tractors, but also the day shift, for the farm fleet or, industry or whatever they may need lubricants for.
Yeah, I just put the website into the and I know we have a coupon code as well if you order through us. I know you and Doug have worked all that stuff out, but I just did put the website in the chat as well for those who are interested in that. For oil, for the high performance stuff, for pulling, I know there's different motor oil for the mods, the spark plug engines versus the diesel engines. What are you offering everybody like that?
So as far as like the alcohol, methanol tractors and trucks, most of the guys like the straight monogrades, the 50, 60, or 70, or traditionally it's nicknamed Nitro 50, Nitro 60, Nitro 70. So we have all those flavors, so to speak, viscosity. So in the Sunoco line, we have Nitro 50 and Nitro 70. On the Champion line, we have SAE straight 50 and straight 60 as well. It's popular. On the diesel side, we have basically it's a CH4 spec, which is the high performance for towing and pulling, and that's our. It's actually Sunoco has a 20W50, which is kind of unique because most of the diesel engine oils are high performance or 1540, or you might find a conventional straight 50. I know Shell still offers one, so.
One of those prompts I sent you today, Jason, it has got that diesel stuff on it.
Okay, I just got the website up right now. Let me stop sharing the screen there.
Yeah, we have the Blue Flame over in the Champion side. It's real popular with the pull-in and diesel drag, but the only weakness on that, it's a 1540. So the 40 viscosity, you lose oil pressure at some capacity when you get into the bigger tractors and trucks. So that's where we jump up, and most of the guys run a racing oil or a straight 50, 60, or 70 racing oil. But we're hoping to carry something for everybody on all the motorsports high performance side.
Larry, over the years, how many different oils have you seen and kind of come and go and pulling, and what have you seen be successful? And because you've seen a lot of motors.
Engines.
My bad. Electric motors.
He owns a
motor.
Tesla now, Larry.
He's got motors. He's parked right close to me. I could hear it humming, going, I want to drive myself. I want to drive. Anyway, but no.
Scott, hold on, Larry. Scott, I bought a Tesla last week. I'm still a Republican. I'm still a conservative. I'm not woke. I actually tried calling Charles to explain to him that I bought a Tesla, and he was at work still. But
No, I just rejected the call. That's
okay. So Balby, I wanted the self-driving car. I just want to be honest with you. So I still want you to like me, Scott. So
That's fine. I know you probably drink Bud Light too, but it's all good. But
at Toma this year, they normally at Toma they have a Budweiser and a Bud Light track, but this year they had a Bud and Busch Light track.
Nice.
Yeah.
But seriously, there's a lot of oils on the market. Generally, oil is pretty good in today's world, but there are differences, and we get asked all the time about the zinc. Like, people think that if you see a higher number of zinc or phosphorus or calcium, that it's a better oil, it's going to protect. And it's I tell people all the time, it's a chocolate chip cookie. So if we've had a good chocolate chip cookie from grandma, we've had a shitty chocolate chip cookie. But when you go down the aisle in the grocery store, there's about 50 or 60 different chocolate chip cookie brands. So it's just like oil. You know, the top players like Sunoco and Champion, Mobiles of the world, they're buying additives and then blending their own back home in their facilities. So they're buying premium additives, premium base oils. And that's kind of the difference between the players. And then, the mom and pop bathroom blenders, we'll call the world, or smaller companies, they're buying add packs, which is a pre-blended additive in a drum or toter, maybe bulk or so be it, but it's already blended together. So the difference in that is consistency. So, with Sunoco being in the business forever, and they also blend for some other major labels too. So that's kind of important. And I think you're going to see in the next 5 or 10 years, even with race fuel and lubricants, the way the world's going, it's going to get smaller. You guys probably noticed that in the gals out there too, that everybody's buying everybody, especially in the lubricants world. So there's a reason for that. Oil drain intervals are longer. The oils are better. Industrial oils are going to be, front stage, front center, more so than passenger car or your fleet, commercial oil, stuff like that. So racing and performance is really 5% or less of the business. More, it's really, in reality, it's like 3% or less. So.
Well, I'm excited. I know we're going to start our tech talk. I don't know if we're going to be able to start that tomorrow or not, Scott, with so much going on this week. But every Tuesday night, 6 o'clock, right, Doug?
Correct.
We're gonna do what do we come up with the name? I love this.
It's you should have a picture there.
Tech Talk
Nice.
Tuesday with Scotty Too Hottie live at 6 p.m.
That's cool.
You guys are awesome. Just for the record, if people see S2H, that's just a short version of Scotty Too Hottie, not by me. It was given to me. So, but I'm leaving in the morning for Bowling Green. We're excited. We're going to be up there, set up with you guys, Beer Money Pulling Team. We're going to have some stuff on display there. I'm going to get around, talk to the pullers and teams, and kind of educate them on what the Sunoco line has and what we have, and and basically we pride ourselves in made in America products. So that's Grizzly Cooler there. We picked up that Grizzly line. They're made up in Iowa, 100% American made. Champions down in Clinton, Missouri, 100% American made. Sunoco's up in Philadelphia. That's everything up there is 100% American made. So
With
a lot of that
European technology. Correct? Right, Scotty?
What's that again, Doug? I'm
With
sorry.
European technology.
Yeah, a lot of European technology with like you see Liquid Molly at the shows, but Sunoco really went the bat and had some key players that we'll be able to mention down the road. But this has been in the works for 3 years. So 3 PRIs ago, they started talking about the racing oils again. So they've really put this stuff through the ringer on every level. And I say level, on the higher level. Like what you guys are doing in the pulling world today isn't the old school pulling. It's like, you're beating the hell out of stuff and putting it to the test. So, but plus the brand recognition, the Sunoco name. I mean, they have to, or not. They don't have to, but they're not going to put a product out there to blemish that reputation. So, and it's important to know too that the lubricant division and the race fuel division is totally separate, even though it's under the entity or Sunoco. So we get asked that quite frequently.
Awesome. So,
And-
Doug, I can put up. So we're gonna be selling stuff with Scotty, right? Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so we have a link on our website, and it's labeled Premier Lubricants, and we have an agreement with them. Anything that goes through, well, it doesn't even have to go through the website. When you check out at the end of your shopping trip, there's a spot to put a promo code in. And if you put BMPT in, you get 15% off that order.
It'll show it right in the shopping cart too, everyone. When you put it in and you hit apply, it's super user friendly. It'll actually show you the discount and minus it out. So it automatically tallies it up. So we ship all over the world with our racing oil. I have customers in Australia and Europe. The core products like the day shift, like for the farm, fleet, or business or personal use. We have great freight rates. Some of my old customers that, still have that networking. So we figured out how to ship across the United States pretty affordable. Being located in the Midwest, that helps. That was actually one of the, enticers for Sunoco because we're smack dead in the middle of the United States. So it's easy to ship out of there for, ship points north, south, east, and west. So, but we don't want anyone to think that, if you're over in, New York State or Florida, that we can't handle or service you. We've been, so with Champion, all my old racing and performance accounts have come back over channeled through us. So I have those basically in all 50 states. And then, like I say, Australia, Europe. So shipping's not a problem for us whatsoever.
I just got a very good text message from a Grand National puller that wants you to greet them at. He's interested in talking to you, so I'll send you that information, Scott, after the call. So this is kind of cool.
Sounds good.
This
We're
is
going to
cool.
work the pits a little bit. We're looking forward to seeing everybody up Bowling Green, and hopefully looks like the weather's going to be fantastic for the week. So looking forward to that.
This diesel oil could be a game changer for some of these motors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll get into it on the Tech Tuesdays, but when you're running like with the diesel tractors with diesel fuel in the lubricant world, you always want to do light chemistry. So if you're washing parts and you're using oil, you want to use a solvent base, vice versa. So the right oil for a diesel tractor is diesel engine oil, but everyone uses racing oil because of the higher viscosities to get, you get into the big bearing clearances. They have to maintain oil pressure. Not saying it's wrong because of the zinc in there and everything you have, but most guys are changing oil. I mean, anywhere from 2 to 4 hooks on the big levels or higher levels, so it doesn't show. It's just like I have over the road. I'll just give a different analogy. I have over the road trucks that I have on 70,000 mile oil drain intervals all day long, but we get away with it because it's better oil. If you're using a lesser oil, you're going to have to change that, sooner. Like the 15,000 mark used to be industry standard for that world, But I'm not saying that for like dump trucks or buses or any of that, because idle and stop and start, that kills diesel oil. But that 2050, like Doug said, is kind of a unique product for pulling. It's really a CH4 spec. So for any of the old school guys, CK4 is the new spec. CH4 has been 2, 3, 4 specs ago. So, but it was really the higher zincs, phosphorus, all the good stuff in there, which makes it perform well in the pulling world.
Somebody just ran into my motorhome with a bicycle. I was a kid, so I had to look away. Sorry, guys. So
no, you're good.
If you want to excuse yourself and go beat him about the face and neck, we'll wait.
I think it's one of Van Beek's granddaughters, so he owns this motorhome, so I don't feel too bad. So I don't feel too bad.
Jason, too, we're full lubricants distributors, so we have the aerosols like the starting fluids, the 80% to 50%, percent starting fluids. Penetrating
we can't get down with 50%. We need the 80. Just load the cases now. This is how it is.
Yeah, that's
just understand it right.
Yeah,
right
hold
up
on, Ruth. Hold on, Ruth.
There's no place in here for light beer. We can't do light beer. You've got to bring it hard.
Little womp womp juice.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's why every color out there uses John Deere fluid, because it's got more ether than any of them.
Yeah. I love the comments all from the John Deere guys when they see a red tractor or a blue tractor spraying John Deere ether. I love those are my favorite posts of all time. Roos was you remember Couch's video with all that ether? Oh, that thing broke the internet that time he was starting to the farm show.
Of can after can after can.
Yeah.
In the shop.
It was awesome.
And the funny part was that 87 to 95% of the people who were watching the video didn't realize it was a red motor underneath a green hood. I thought that was the funniest part.
Oh, shoot.
The
Nobody
7-ounce
realized the
cans
intake was on the wrong side.
big difference too in the ether world instead of the taller 15 or 14 ounce cans. So it's you just don't get the bigger cans too of any brand.
Wait, you got double deuces of Easter? Of ether? That's awesome.
Of Easter.
Easter, yeah.
Ether bunnies.
Ether bunnies.
Well, the problem with the big can is they have to put so much pressure in them to get it out. They're hard to control.
It takes it all. It takes it all, Doug. You know.
I froze my fingers last summer on a couple of those, so
get your fingertips out of the way.
I don't get to do that stuff anymore.
Getting soft on us, Dougie.
I know it.
No, he doesn't have anything to spray it into.
That's right.
We're working on that. We're working on that. So.
Yeah, some good behind the scenes, but we're excited to do the marketing with Beer Money. I think that pull in as far as motorsports, the pie isn't getting smaller, but I think the pieces of the pie in different arenas is getting bigger. And tractor and truck pulling, just of course, I've been a fan since a little kid, growing up in Western New York, Smoking Joe and Erie County Fair, Langford was in our backyard, Pike. We sponsored Jason Hootman when I was with Champion, Brett Berg, a few of the top guys that everybody kind of knows. Mark Hootman too. He's one of our customers, but it's exciting for us. Premier Lubricants is new out of the box, and our goal is to just get away from that big corporate, robust, like you can't talk to anybody live. We want rapid response, customer service, and have good quality, products for everybody on the day shift and, night shift, weekend fun. And that's kind of our goal. So
And how long have you been in the
Scott, I got
oil
to put you on the
business?
spot with something. Langford chicken dinners,
oh, those things are killer, dude.
aren't they?
Oh man, you got to get it early. You don't get one.
That's right.
In the blocks, you got to have your blocks for the chairs, sitting on the hill. So that's good time down there.
Sure is.
But,
How long have you been in the oil business, Scotty?
So my background's really machine shop, family-owned machine shop all the way as a kid. I don't want to date myself, but lubricants about 13 years. I did a stint with Castrol. I was an industrial engineer for Castrol on the machining side. But, I left Western New York and came down North Carolina to get close to, the cup stuff and all that. And really the last 4 or 5 years really is more concentration on racing and performance, racing oils and gear oils and anything related to motorsports, really. So Jack Daniels, all that good stuff's kind of associated with racing.
Good stuff. Well, Scott, I'm looking forward to this partnership. It's going to be fun. I will get Doug that puller's information, and Doug will take you to him directly. He knows him well, and we'll get this party started. And are you doing some giveaways at Bowling Green with that cooler? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes. So we got a couple of the Grizzly coolers custom. We just got to figure out a little change of plans with the raffling. I guess that's not allowed. So, but we'll figure out something. Maybe someone gives us an order right there for X amount, you can get a cooler. Or we have koozies too. It's got Sunoco racing oil on there, so maybe we'll do something there if you get a koozie or buy some stuff. We got to figure that out on the backside here in the next couple days.
Yep.
But
And the Premier website is still being perfected, so there'll be more information there as well. So,
yeah, it's a work in progress on the website because we're kind of not experts in that yet. We're learning on the fly, but we have a fully stocked warehouse right there in Atchison. So any of the racing oils, we have the 2050 diesel oil, aerosols, all that good stuff. So it's ready to go.
Somebody just knocked on the window and showed me their ass. So I'm at the state fair, guys. It's a good time. So
Nice.
Do you
Nice.
owe them a t-shirt?
I just got boobs.
hey, life is good.
So anyone that uses the BMPT code, it's 15% discount on everything. And like I say, just to summarize our brands, we have the Sunoco racing and lubricants. We have the Champion racing oil lubricants, D-Tech cleaning solutions degreaser. We have the Grizzly coolers and Blue Sky Def. We carry that as well. We're a distributor for that too. So, but pretty much anything you would need for lubricant, except for the bedroom. But maybe we can work on that too. Who knows?
Hey, Scott, what will be in the cooler? I think you need to answer that by how much you spend, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, but
We
We got
figure
an
that out.
offer. Trade you a case of Bush Light, and some beads.
Yeah, there you go. We can't get Labatt's down here, so that'd be kind of a nice little gift.
I like it.
or some full pull lager. We can't
Yeah.
get that either.
We gotta get that out of Canada. Yeah.
There's a lot of Bud Light available.
Yes, there is, Larry. Yes, there is.
And I
Yeah,
think
good.
after Labor Day is when we're going to start our tech talks, but it will be on Tuesday nights at 6:00.
I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun, Scott. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's
So-
going to be good. We're basically going to take a product of like a featured product and just kind of pick it apart.
I like it. I like it. Well, Scott, thank you for the new partnership. I'm excited that you and Doug are working together on this, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Have fun in Bowling Green. Bowling Green is an experience that I think everybody should. I heard Larry say this multiple times to people in Hillsborough. Everybody should do it once. And for those of you that get to go more than once, God bless you. It's a great time. And It's the biggest pull in the world, and you guys are going to have a blast this week. And the weather looks phenomenal, so that's great.
It's the national drags of truck and tractor pulling.
Yep.
If you've never been to Indianapolis, the national drags Labor Day weekend, it's that plus noisier, other than the top fuels.
Yeah, you got to experience the campground at least one night, right?
Sure, at your own risk.
At your own risk. At your own risk. Scott, thank you.
About 1 a.m., 2 a.m. is the best time to go and see the most and not really get in trouble.
Yeah.
Scott, thanks for everything. Have fun in Bowling Green, and we'll be in touch, okay?
Yep, appreciate it. Thanks for
See you
having me
Wednesday,
on. Have a
Scotty.
great night, everyone.
Thanks.
See ya. Scotty, too hottie there from Premier. It's going to be fun to talk about that and learn a little bit, stuff like that. Larry, how many oils have you kind of come seen? I mean, I feel like Sempico's always been that big name, right? We've seen, has that been around? They've been around forever, Larry? What's the history on oil?
Sempico's been around forever in the sport. In fact, there's a barrel of grease in my grandpa's barn down in where my son lives that was Sempico when as long as I can remember. But I mean, we used the Sempico oil in the tractors and everything, but there's actually like a 35-pound barrel or 35-gallon barrel size of grease still left down there. It says Sempico on it, and it's got to be at least 65 years old. But it's no, they've been around forever, and they've always marketed it to the fleets and the farms and everything. But they're very big in the sport. They don't put a lot of money into the organizations. They go right to the puller with their sponsorship and their monies, and that's been the big hook for them. They're there for and a lot of the pullers are dealers for it. But as far as other than that, I mean, Ashland, which is Valvoline, they've always had 20-50. Kendall's always had the 70 weights. I mean, there's a lot of oils come and go, but there's definitely a room for this one, and that name's synonymous with a good product. I mean, I still remember a Sunoco 260 gas pump. You could select how much you wanted, which gas you wanted. But yeah, it's there's room for that market, and I hope he does well. I'll come over and I'll talk to you a little bit too, Doug. But I'll come over and visit with him, and maybe I can introduce him to a few guys too. But Sempico's always got a big presence at Bowling Green.
Right.
No, that would be great.
And the Hot Shot Secret stuff that it's new to the puller system in the last 2 or 3 years. They've got a good line too. So it's a very competitive market, but I think you'll do well because there's always room for somebody else.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to work with Scott. We got to know Scott the last couple of years. Very, very knowledgeable, great guy, fun to talk to, but he knows his stuff. So
Sure.
it'll be fun to see what we can do together. And it was fun. I mean, I didn't make that up. A Grand National NTPA puller hit me up during the show, so that's pretty cool. And wants to meet him, so I'm pretty pumped for that. So,
Kind of a big
Jason,
deal.
are you
Kind of a
having
big
Dave the
deal,
president? Yeah, he kind of is. I kind of crapped when I saw his name pop on my phone there. So, Jason, are you having the president of the Blue Shirts on tonight? I'll call Dave Schultz, see if he wants to come on. Charles, Ryan, you guys talk for a little bit because we've been yakking a whole bunch here
Guys,
tonight.
I gotta
Larry,
sneak out. I got a trailer to load yet tonight, so
okay.
I need to go take care of that. But
Hey, Doug.
Yeah, well, I want Ryan and Charles and Larry to take over. See you, Dougie.
see you, Larry.
See ya. You want
Let me-
to take over?
You guys, I'm gonna call Dave Schultz and see if he'll jump on. I'm gonna remove myself. You guys do what you do best and have fun. So I'll be right back.
No one's determined what I do best. Easy.
I was gonna
stand
agree
around
with you,
pushing
Larry. No
buttons.
one has determined what I do best either.
Well, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. I don't
Larry,
know
is
about
Larry, is it 10 o'clock out there? Are they an hour ahead of us, Eastern?
Yes, they
Yeah.
are, but he won't care. Go for it.
No,
Okay.
time zones are the same everywhere. It's universal time. Same
Yeah,
as
you know what,
every place.
Jason? Wherever I am, I always go by local time. Whatever
enough.
that is, you know.
Good God.
But yeah, Schultz will be ready to. He'll come on here with us. The other Schultz, Dave Schultz.
Yeah, the
President.
real Schultz.
Well,
I said it. I'll say it. I'll say it again.
I'm affiliated with Jason a heck of a lot more than I thought I would ever be. I have to admit, somebody and there's at least one official in Florida that is not a Jason Schultz fan. And the other day, Jason put a Beer Money Pulling Team sticker on the front of my golf cart, and I took a photo of it and sent it to him, and he goes, "Oh my God, have you joined the other side?" The official did, and I said, "Well, actually, I'm getting along with him pretty good." And I wondered at the first event I did with the full pull people was Chapel Hill, and I wanted to say it, I didn't, but I thought, "Who are you, and what have you done with Jason Schultz?" I mean, he was professional and he was polite, and I'm thinking, "Wow, where'd this guy come from?" But no, Jason's okay.
I'm gonna, you know what? I've got a question for you, Larry, and you may know who. I'm gonna try to do this if I can. There was at Napoleon Saturday night the finish line flag man. I'm not sure who he was. It's not somebody I've ever been introduced to.
Grant Chamberlain.
Thank you.
His grandfather was one of the original blue shirts. He just passed 4 or 5 years ago. And Dave Chamberlain was his name. And years ago used to have a pulling tractor, but he's one of the last ones to pass of the original blue shirts. And his father works in the tech barn. He's a tech official. And then Grant is a tech official. He flagged the starting line on the South track last year, but he's not this year. And his brother, Grant's brother, is actually on the Wood County Fair Board that where the Bowling Green track is at Wood County Fairgrounds. So the Chamberlains run pretty deep in that neighborhood.
Good. I want to compliment him very, very much. We had an incident on Saturday at Napoleon where Andy Corporal, he pitched the drive shaft and the pulley out of the supercharger and he shredded the belt, of course. And that belt sat off there on the side of the track. And we got to a point later in the evening, I think during the pro stocks, we had some time. We were fixing something, and he grabbed that thing and just marched right across my where I was standing, and just gave me a wink like, "Watch this." And so I put the camera up, and knowing what he was going to do. And there's a couple of young fellas there right behind the barrier wall. He presented it to him. He got down on one knee and shared that with them and handed it off and explained what was going on and what it was. And
yeah,
I was very, very impressed for him to take that time, to take 2 minutes and make a couple of lifelong fans. I think those two young boys will, for the rest of their lives, they'll have a story where they can start it with, "Hey, do you remember when?"
Yeah.
And it's going to tie back to that event. And if they come back with their kids as fans, or they come back themselves as competitors, whatever it is, Grant made a difference that night, and he did it with an NTPA shirt on. And I really, really want to highlight that and single him out for being so awesome to do that. That was cool.
Grant's a good kid and a good official. He's a little bit hard line on, black or white decisions. Not that there should be a gray area. That may be why I used to do that. Anyway, but no, he's a fine young man, and he flags a bunch of them there in Ohio. But he's from a long line of Chamberlains that's been involved with the Bowling Green National Tractor Pull Championships. But yeah, and
I'm glad to know his name. And if I ever get the chance to see you again, sir, you're going to get a firm handshake from me. That was cool. You did.
Well, he'll be back in the tech barn, and I forget what else he's doing too. But he won't be on the track this year. But Grant Chamberlain's who you're talking about.
Awesome. Loved it.
By the way, where is this mythical place called Ahia?
You don't know?
H-Y.
It's the same place. It's the same place where Don Slama goes to do his wash.
Does he get batteries there too?
Yes.
Yeah. And they go to elementary school.
Yeah.
It's just like in Michigan. One time, good story.
Careful.
Of course, it's clean, but Larry's always got stories, And first time I went to Charlotte, Michigan. Charlotte, Michigan.
Yeah, get it right.
Yeah, I know. I asked Max
Dan
Simpson.
Dorby
I
would
said,
kick your ass for that.
I know. I asked Max Simpson, so why is it Charlotte and not Charlotte? Well, now, dang it, Larry. I said, do you also say elementary? And he looked at me and went, I think so. We used to have a neighbor that would say elementary. He drove a school bus, and so did my dad for 40 years. But he had a high school load and an elementary load, and with the same rational as Charlotte or Charlotte. But yeah, it's what can I say? The things that
Well played, Burkholz.
I've learned.
Yeah, since we're on Michigan pronunciations, the RN2 poll this coming Sunday is in Armada, Michigan, not Armada. We're not Spanish around here.
There's no Inquisition. I'll shut up.
There's no well, there is, but it's different from what you think it is.
All I know is Ohio's high in the middle and O on each end. I don't know. My dad used to carry a Buckeye in his pocket for good luck or something. I don't know what it was. And I asked him one time, "What's the Buckeye for, Dad?" He goes, "Oh, it's just a worthless nut." So, and Kevin Schnell, he's on there. I seen him the other day. He's part of the Deppy camp, and I hadn't seen him in probably 20 years. And he reminded me of a term that he used to use that I can't use on the podcast. But yeah, it was good to see him, and he just charred in there. It's amazing the friends we have, the friends we had, and you know what? In the sport of truck and tractor pulling, we still have them. We don't lose friends in that sport. We really don't.
And we don't. What the hell happened? Is Schlitz bucking for a job or what? Where'd he go?
Probably, maybe.
Well, I'm sure he's getting all the information from the bicycle rider that hit the motorhome, and probably called you. Oh,
there he
let's
is.
quit talking about it.
There he
Check
is.
that damn clock. It hasn't moved. That clock is not. It's get a AA battery and fix the clock. My gosh.
Oh, I love you, Larry.
No homo. No
I know.
homo.
I know.
Larry, did you get any quality time with Don?
Do what?
Did you get any quality time with Don? Did you get to hang out with him a little bit?
A little bit, yeah. And as we did the thing a week ago, when Jason had him cornered up in the press box, I got there and the little kid was trying to park me in my camper. And I said, well, I'll just wait on Don. I just called him and he goes, well, it'll be $50 a night. And I went, no. And so anyway, Don got there and he goes, leave Richwine alone. And he took me where he wanted me. And we probably talked 45 minutes or more. And we had a good visit. And I was just south of one of his best friends in Wisconsin. And we had a good time. Yeah, Don's a good guy.
Runs a pretty good show, doesn't he?
Yeah. Oh, excellent show. And just when I drove in the pit area, and there wasn't very many of them there yet. Of course, I'm always early because I might have a flat tire. And you know what? I did have a flat tire on the way home, and but no, it's very impressive. I told him, I said, man, you can tell that the whole family and the whole community's involved. It was awesome. Jason, I'll send you the picture. I told you the other day, somebody said something about Richwine getting there so early all the time. Well, I'll show you why I did. I'll send you the picture. I don't know what you can do with it, but yeah, I shredded a tire. 22 miles from home, I shredded a tire. But I did make it home. I had a spare, and now I have another spare. But yeah,
this must have been the year.
Do what?
This must have been the year for it because both of the Lucas Oil, the PPL trucks, shredded tires. John got a steer tire on the way up, and 15 minutes later, or 15 miles further up the road, Keenan got one of the back tires.
Well, steer tires are always fun. It's usually like, oh my god,
yeah, or other words.
Yeah, well,
Well, I will say this about Hillsboro. I was there. I didn't get the chance to come up and say hello, but that was likely the best crowd I've ever seen on Saturday night. I've never seen those grandstands more full.
Saturday night was awesome crowd.
That was a tremendous crowd. They really did a nice job.
Ryan, I don't know. Maybe there might have been 50 empty seats at the very, very start. I'm going to say 99% full. It was awesome to see. Awesome to see.
Yep.
There was one fat girl sitting about 60 feet, and for a radius of about 10 feet around her, there wasn't nobody sitting. I don't know what the problem was, whether it was odorous or what, but I did notice she was alone. I'll shut up. I'm sorry.
Oh, Larry.
Well, what can I say? The truth hurts.
Nothing. Just speak the truth. That's what we like. That's why we like having you on here.
All I know is the full pull display and tent and trailer and everything at Hillsboro was pretty close to the hot boxes, or I call them hot boxes, but the portalets. And Jason, I don't know. I commented, but I don't think Jason had an answer. But the flies were bad.
There was quite a few flies. I won't disagree with that. Quite a few flies.
Yeah. But he pumps them like after every session. I mean, that as far as maintenance and he cleans the grandstands out. I mean, he got quite an operation.
It's
Yeah.
awesome. He doesn't mess around with anything. It's all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. So
Yeah. Did you get
I
that
just felt
photo?
so bad. I felt so bad for Friday night, that rain coming in. No promoter in the world, that crowd, nobody was going to come out Friday night. So I'm really glad that they rebounded Saturday night and made it worth his while in that whole town. So
Yeah.
Yes.
It was good to see. It was good to see that they got at least a couple of sessions in, or a couple of classes in. We got pros to, we gave pros a shot to run, so it wasn't an all or nothing deal on Saturday. And the same with super stock diesel trucks and was it mini rods?
yeah.
Yeah.
Here's
And
a
it had,
question for
I don't
you,
know how
Ryan.
many super farms were left, Ryan, when the rain came, but it was getting towards the end.
More than had gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brian, I got a question for you. They presented, I seen just a snippet of it, presented something trackside to Wayne Sullivan. What was that? Was that
It was just his third place plaque.
okay? Well, I didn't know whether he'd won something special or not. So they actually give plaques down 3 places. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's Larry's tire, 22 miles from home.
He
And yes,
shredded
it did
pretty good.
rip off the entire valve and assembly for the black tank. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Dave Schultz is in a director's meeting. He's going to try to come on when they're done. So I don't know how late we're going to go tonight, but
Okay.
we don't need to crank it out too late. But I didn't even want to bug him this week, but a couple people asked for him in the comments, and Dave's a great guy. So this, that's what happens when you treat pulling like a business. You can have the biggest event in the world, and that's, they have full-time staff, and they work on this thing all year round, and that's what it takes. And it's a lot of work. Ryan, I was thinking of you Sunday morning. I went up to Hillsboro to get the beer money merchandise trailer and to kind of make sure all the full pull stuff was taken care of. And I sat there, and we all read these comments about, $25 is too much to get in and all this stuff. And if people really knew the amount of work and the sponsorship and the just blood, sweat, and tears that went into not just Don's event, every pulling event to put these on, I don't think they'd ever complain about it. And again, people are going to bitch about something no matter what we do, but just to, I was up there a week ago Monday with Don doing the show, took the full pull trailer up, took our merchandise trailer up, stuff like that. And just the amount of work that goes into it's insane. And 99% of the pulling fans appreciate the hell out of it, and they're super happy. So without further ado, the big blue shirt is joining us from Bowling Green, Ohio. Dave Schultz, my man.
Hey guys, how you doing this morning or tonight?
Good.
God,
It
been a
might
long
be this
day.
morning for you.
Later
been
in
a
the
long
week,
day.
you can say what time is it? Yeah.
How's everyone doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. We got a lot of work done. Got some rain coming in right now, but doing well. Just got done with our club meeting and getting ready to go.
Well, Mr. Pulltown Nut,
Good
there he
night,
is.
good night.
Dave Schultz. Dave Schultz is on the big blue shirt, Mr. Pulltown Nut. Ask your questions away for Dave Schultz, guys. Yep, he says Dave.
What's up?
Hey, Dave, for how many full-time staffers do you have to put on an amazing event like this all year round?
We have two full-time staff. Everybody else is volunteered on, just our club members.
Wow, that's amazing. How many blue shirts are there now?
Right now, we have a limit of 225, and we're at like 215.
Okay. That's awesome.
But the army of all the groups around, we have the, athletic boosters and stuff like that. They are, there's probably 500 people at least that come and help put this on. We have, youth groups, we have church groups, we have the Shriners, we have the Elks, we have all of those groups that come in and help. But we have 2 full-time staff, we have a board of 9, and then all our club members.
And this is the busiest week of the year for you guys. When do people? Well, we saw that Jeff Odom is already here or already there.
Yep.
He took his picture there on like Friday. Why? I'm not sure.
Believe it or not, we actually had our county fair actually ended last Sunday. We had people putting chairs in line 7:00 Monday morning, which actually caused us to. That's why you saw the change on the north side stands. People got in line on Monday after the fair, and it's just been getting out of hand every year. So we had to make a change. The lineup went well. They got to keep their chairs in their spots for free this year, but we do have to start charging, and we made it reserved. We had to, because it was just getting too out of hand.
No, I applaud you guys for making that decision to
I do
put
too.
yourself in a spot where you control things and not let the crowds control you. And I think really on balance, like they get a really fair deal. To be honest, it's a really fair deal.
Yeah.
We want to treat our fans fair, because they're why we get to do what what the pullers get. Pullers can pull. They are why we get to do what we do. So we really wanted to make sure we treat them correctly so that we don't have a problem. But it was just we had to throttle with it. South side is still first come first serve, and people got in line at early this morning, and they were able to put chairs on at 1:00 this afternoon.
It's cool that you've got a fan base that is that passionate, that it really is a thing. I mean, I know it became a hassle, right? But for to have a fan base that is so concerned about what they get to do and be a part of this thing, like that's what everybody's striving to be. That has to count for something as well.
Oh, believe me, there's been many talks. It was one of the things we talked about. We just had a short director meeting, after our club meeting, and how many events would absolutely kill to have a fan base like what we've got. I mean, it just we are so blessed to have this. Yeah. And we are just so blessed to have.
Well, I mean,
the event.
I say it all the time. It truly is the largest tractor pull in the world, spectator and participants. And but you guys work it, and I know a lot of other places do too. But 365 days a year and 2 people in the office. I mean, yeah, it's truly a labor of love on your guys' case, but it shows. And spectators, and I met a guy last year that had been camping there for like 15 years, said he hadn't been up to the grandstand in 10 years. And I says, what?
Mm-hmm.
He goes, I sell my tickets and I stay back here with my buddies and drink beer and watch on the live stream. He goes, I couldn't walk back from up there drunk. But seriously, he hasn't been out of the campground for 10 years. And I'm sure that he's not the only one.
No, he's not the only one. I hear that all the time.
No, it's a festival type atmosphere, and it's just awesome. That's all it is.
Shane Kellogg in our Behind the Hook series last year made a comment. People say, how do you have an event like this? We have a party and then we throw a tractor pull, and that truly is what it is. And but our blue shirts. But Larry, you can attest. How many different tractor pulls do you see our blue shirts at helping at other ones? Because we truly love the sport of pulling.
Right. Well, I mean, the crew goes to Shipshewana. They go to Louisville. They used to come to Cloverdale, and we had that the smoke tube guys. and they go everywhere, and they hook and unhook and make sure the smoke tube. But that's not the only thing they do. There's blue shirts, I would dare say, at every event I've been to above a regional level, and a lot of them go to regional level ones, but they get X number of VIP passes as a promoter to go to these other ones just to compare notes and whatever, which is what Chapel Hill does. But Chapel Hill don't go to work, and you guys show up and go to work, and nothing wrong with Chapel Hill. But the bottom line is they participate, Charles, year round in the sport of truck and tractor pulling. That's the beauty of it, and everybody knows them. The pullers all know them. I mean, you know, it's cool.
I tell people we don't spectate well, so we want to come.
Well,
we want to come and be part of it.
Yeah.
This summer I tried to watch live stream.
Lousy spectator at this point. I'm not good at it at all.
I can't do it.
If there's something that can happen, I want to get in there. I'm going to make it happen. Yeah, get it. I totally get it.
I found
Quite
I can't
frankly,
even watch
none of us
live
know what
stream
to do with
all
our
I see
hands.
is, you know, it's it's one of those things. Either you participate in, or I can't be there.
Yeah.
So.
The one of the first tractor pulls I went to, after I became a board member, I showed up, and I still remember it was at Cloverdale, and one of our guys said, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I says, "I'm just here to see the pull." And they says, "We need some help on the smoke tube. You want to come help pull the smoke tube back?" And I said, "Sure, no problem." And I hated to tell people it was a perfect seat. But it was fun. I mean, it was one of those. For me, it was a perfect seat. Was being able to stand there and then pull the smoke tube back, and absolutely loved it.
Right.
Looking at some of the comments, Dave, Cass is a good friend of mine, and she wants to know, Dave, what's your top 2 pieces of advice for those who are attending for their first time?
Make sure you walk around the pits, because you get up close and personal, and you can really see it. And the other thing is, go to our retired tractor museum and see where this sport used to be. Go see the old time iron, because you see that going, oh my gosh, that really pulled in competition. And most of the vehicles in our museum, I would say 75 to 80% of them have actually pulled here in Bowling Green back in the day.
What you guys did with that 50th anniversary with the antique, bringing all those guys out on the track for demo pulls, that was one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
We did it at the 50th, and we did it at the 55th, and looking forward to another anniversary that maybe we could have them back again, because it's just seeing that neat seeing that old iron run down the road.
Yep, that'd be special.
Yeah.
Dave, do you have the City Slicker there? Is it in the museum this year or no?
None of them have showed up as of yet. We'll know later this week. They'll start
Cassandra,
setting that up tomorrow.
If you hear that there's a tractor there called the City Slicker,
we
really want to hear your take on that relative to Dave's comment about go and see where this sport came from.
Yeah.
And then think about what some of your friends do for fun and for passion, either with a camera or a microphone in their hand, and imagine them standing down on the track.
Yep.
I wouldn't just stand on the track. I would strap in right in front of that thing behind the Rolls Royce grill and go for a ride. That wasn't
Charles, you would bolt the freaking lawn chair on the fender if you could.
I had a full head of red hair when that tractor was running. And was in high school.
Was that when wheels were square?
Well, I got married with hair on my shoulder and platform shoes, so I ain't got no story to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back when Larry started, we had the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar exhaust pipe rule.
Yeah.
Yeah. If he couldn't reach the top of it, make it taller. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
Well.
Dave, what are some of your favorite shows to go and help with or to attend?
Farm Machinery Show was my first year this last year, and absolutely had a blast. And then I went to the truck show a couple weeks after that, and just loved it because of the size of the crowd and the competitors there. Again, showed up, and within 5 minutes they gave me a job to do, and I think those are my top two shows that I like going and helping at.
So I'm going to ask you to name names, and you can tell me no, I won't do that, Ryan, and I won't think any less of you. But and I want to frame this in the manner that I want it to be answered, as an encouragement for other polls that are looking to get better. Dave, who's doing it right? And this is not, I mean, and folks at home, as Dave ponders an answer or how to tell me no, I'm not asking him to throw anybody under the bus, and just because he doesn't include somebody doesn't mean they got thrown under the bus. I just want to hear Dave's take on this.
Right, just means he hasn't seen it.
Yes.
I will say this. There's
no pressure, Dave.
I'm only going to answer one, because there's about a 50-way tie for second place. Mike Witt at the farm show. He does.
What does he do? What does he do so well? I have thoughts on this, but I want to hear yours.
Quite honest with you, he number one, treats the competitors right, and he treats the fans right. You know, I after meeting him, you know, a couple years ago, and talking to him, it was like, okay, he didn't know who I was, but just treated me right. But then after going and seeing how he treats the whole show, it's just huge. I mean, he just does it right. He does everything right. I mean, from start to finish, he does just the entire show right. And quite honest with you, I can't say that I've ever been to a poll that it's like, oh, you know, they didn't do a good job. There's a lot of good polls out there, but out of all of the polls that I've gone to, Mike Witt and the farm show, they do it right.
100% agreed. And I think that, and I'm going to piggyback with my thoughts. The thing that has always impressed me about Mike, there's two things. One, during the show, you would be hard pressed to find him sitting down anywhere unless it's on a tractor because somebody had to go and take a bathroom break or whatever. You will never see him sitting. You will always see him moving. He's never too good for a job. He doesn't show up in jeans and a hoodie. He wears coveralls on the track.
Yep.
He is devoted to that track, and he is devoted to the show. And the other thing, I guess the last thing that has always impressed me about watching Mike work is that he goes and I've seen him all over the place during a show, and he's watching from different vantage points, and he's seeing what fans see. He's seeing what competitors see. He's seeing what I see sitting down in the media pit with my camera, and he's internalizing all that. And sometimes that means he's also grabbing a radio and saying, hey, there's XYZ that we can fix right now. Somebody get on that. And he's kind of barking orders a little bit. So, and as one of the generals of that show, that's his job.
Yes.
But it's really cool to see that he's not just, you know, chilling in the back, watching all that he has created. It's a continual process of improvement, and he's continually watching it. And I see the same thing. And there's a handful of promoters that I see every year that I see that same spirit in and the same kind of method of operation. And those are always the most successful polls that I visit every year.
I totally agree.
All right. So now that we've finished this portion of the Mike Witt hero worship, 5 minutes. And it's always nice to see Mike smile during a show. If you don't see him smile, then we have a problem. Then that's scary. But usually you see him, he'll crack a smile, he'll crack a joke, which is good.
Awesome.
So what
So
classes
tomorrow
are you
when
hearing
I
the most
roll in
buzz
about
about right
noon,
now?
Are you ready for a Rich Wine appearance tomorrow about noon? Everybody's been warned Rich Wine's coming again, or what?
I warned everybody at the club meeting.
Yeah,
They all took a shot before they left.
forewarned.
Larry.
Yeah.
Just don't
Well,
run me.
you
Just
know.
don't run me over. I'll be running around on my bike again. So don't run me over.
Oh my God, he's so healthy, gentlemen. He rides around on a bicycle, and part of my brain's envying him, and the other part of me is thinking when his metabolism slows down and he becomes fat, oh my God, it's going to be funny. You know, don't you
We got a
run
photographer
like
out here.
marathons and stuff too?
Oh yeah, yep. Actually,
what?
training for my next half Ironman.
I thought you did.
Larry,
Oh,
we've got a
wow.
photographer out here.
Iron Man
who's,
around me is a big sled thing.
We got a photographer out here, Larry, who's
You what,
teaching
Ryan?
herself to ride a unicycle, and that is going to be her mode of transportation.
Really?
Yes, I hand on a Bible. She is.
Well,
this is 100% true.
You know, Jason Bramer and I decided we were going to ride a unicycle, and the guy that was going to teach us suggested a
At the same
10-120 for a tire underneath us. Yeah, well, he was going to ride on my shoulders. Anyway, it would have been spectacular. We tried to do a halftime show or make it available to the promoters, and you know, we tried to do a halftime show if the promoter wants. So, anyway.
So, Dave, what are you hearing about classes? Are you
Yeah,
hearing any developing storylines? Because I got one for you if you don't.
I have not. I've been busy doing all of the stuff around
Always
here,
be
so I'm ready for you.
Tyler Slaw, it's in the minis. Tyler Slaw
Okay.
and Bart Vandersloos with the Bobcat Mini.
Yep.
Bart's over here from the Netherlands. He came out and pretty well stomped everybody at Hillsboro on Friday night. And Tyler, I saw Tyler after the show rained out. I saw Tyler at an eating and drinking establishment at about 11 o'clock. And if you've met Tyler, that's pretty early for Tyler time. And Tyler said, I'm going back to our hauler. I'm going to get a good night's sleep. And I asked him if he was sick, if he was ill, because that's not the Tyler that I know, and that's not the Tyler that a lot of you who are watching at home know. Tyler's like, we got an early drivers meeting, and Bart is standing right next to us, participating in said conversation. And he says, and I got something on my sleeve for him. And Bart just kind of looks at him and grins and says, sure you do. And then Tyler made the fastest, most ridiculous pass I've ever seen him make on Saturday afternoon. And he put like 25, 30 feet on everybody. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous.
It was an awesome.
So there will be a reckoning or a showdown or something. But either way, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. And I wish I could be there to watch it.
Good deal. Good deal.
You know, tickets are available, Ryan, if you still want to come.
Yeah,
Yep.
I don't think I can get away with that. I have been absent from
Just
the
saying.
real job that pays the bills, the real bills, for enough time that I probably shouldn't do that. Would not be wise.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I would also say that, and we all know that pro stocks are always a good storyline, but Kevin Masterson's been on a tear lately.
Yes, he has.
And
Yeah.
it'll be fun to see what happens next weekend because I know he's got a big red letter on his back. And, there's some people who are, there are plenty of competitors who would love to, would love nothing more than to put a foot on him. But my guess is that he's going to make that very difficult.
I look for us to have 60 or 70 two-wheel drives in the two-wheel drive class alone. And that's going to be all the classes are very competitive, but as far as the water being deep and the draw number might affect or might not affect how they do, it's going to be an exciting, and it always is an exciting competition. Okay.
Tyler,
Cannot wait to kick this
told
thing off.
Tyler after his pass, he comes walking by me because he's going to go and help stage Dad. And I just gave him a high five, congratulated him, and I said, "You know what, Tyler? I will never question your drinking decisions again." And he just kind of laughed and winked and, went on his way. But, it was we saw some really cool things happen this weekend, and I'm sure we're going to see more of it.
Oh, yeah.
This year at Bowling Green. Always do.
No question.
Yep.
Is Jason out drilling that kid that hit the side of his motorhome with a bike, you think? Where'd Jason go?
He's in the green room, like, holding up whatever to the camera. Like,
is he eating all the M&Ms out of the green room? Gosh, I hate it when he does that. Oh, look.
Where'd he go? There he is.
That clock, I swear to God, that clock needs a battery. Look at it, guys. It's not moved. Drives me nuts.
It doesn't need a battery.
I'm the guy that used to go in your house, when the phone cord was all wound up when we had a real phone,
Is it 2,100 followers?
I'd stand there and unwind the cord. That was me.
It's right twice a day. I mean, that's all we can say about it. So,
yeah.
which kind of fits for him.
It does. He has a guest. Sir. He has a guest in his motorhome.
Jason, talking about Facebook follower things and stats and nerdy.
I muted him. I think that's is that OJ that we've got in there? Is that OJ?
Is that OGZ? Could be.
I think it is.
I don't know.
No sense of self. I put him up there, mic on, and just no idea.
Hey, Dave, is there anything you want to share with us that we need to know about the 2023 56th annual National Tractor Pull Championships? Is there anything that the average person wouldn't know unless you told them right now?
I will say this: you got to run around and just see. We've got pullers shoehorned everywhere.
Sure.
It's busy already, and there's still a bunch of them coming in, tonight and tomorrow night. So,
right.
just come around. If you've never been to an outdoor pull, you've never been to a tractor pull, you got to come. You got to come see how we pack them in this fairgrounds. If they find 1 square inch, we put something there, and so that's the biggest thing is just seeing this many vehicles stuffed everywhere around the fairgrounds.
I have to agree. It's just overwhelming, the attendance of vehicles that nobody else in the world gets. It's just tremendous. Cool.
We're blessed.
Yeah. I'd say you are. Yes, sir. I'd agree.
And before my phone dies like it did last year when I was on, and all of a sudden everybody was worried you guys hung up on me, and it was like, no, my battery died because it's been a long day. So I just want to make sure everybody knew. You guys didn't hang up on me last year, so
I wasn't on there last year, so it wasn't me.
We sure didn't, and I want to thank you for taking time out of your night on an impromptu basis to share it with us.
Yep.
So
yeah, thank you.
We'll let you go.
Yep, it's a pleasure, and quite honest with you, very rarely do I ever get to listen to you guys live. But I will say this: every Monday, and Tuesday, I listen to you guys while I'm at work. I always listen to the podcast, the next day. So absolutely love it, and love hearing the news of the pulling world.
Cool.
Gosh, Dave, that's like 2 hours of your day that you never get back.
No, it's not.
I'm questioning your life decisions here.
But if he's listening while at work, he's getting paid to do it, at least, hopefully.
Oh, so he's multitasking.
Yep.
Ooh, impressive.
Yep. Yeah. And so, but
Dave,
no,
have
just
a great show this weekend.
love hearing. Sounds good. Thank you so much, and we'll report back next week.
Thank you, Dave.
Sounds
We'll turn you
good.
loose.
See you later.
Sounds good. Talk to you later. Bye bye.
All right.
See you, Dave.
Thank you, sir.
So
And
Jason,
meanwhile, back at the ranch, what
Oh,
are
that's
they doing?
that is one of the gentlemen who runs Coltrane, I believe. I think maybe.
yes, it is. I had
There we
one
go.
of his. I had part of his energy drink the other day, and I'm still no. It was really good.
You're still bouncing off the walls, aren't you?
No. I did not go into anaphylactic shock, even though I was drinking the one that wasn't sugar free. It's very good stuff.
Right.
Hey guys.
Well,
Hi.
Well, welcome back to your program.
Yeah, nice of you to join us.
When the owner of Coltrane Energy knocks on your motorhome and wants to talk to you, you talk to him. I'm just going to throw
Was
that
that
out there.
because one of his boys was the one who was riding the bike that drove into your motorhome?
No, we left the bikes at home. It wasn't one of my boys.
Did he bring beverages with him, Jason, for you to drink?
Yes, we are. We're plentiful on the Coltrane Energy department.
Yeah, you don't need that at this hour.
I don't actually. I've when we have him on the Outlaw Show on Tuesday nights, I always drink one, and then I'm up till about 2:30 in the morning. Adam Wilson from Built Diesel Mafia says, "Hello, Mr. Coltrane."
Can we please take a second to talk about how cute his little daughter is?
Can you be within 1,000 feet of a school? Because if you can't,
Larry.
If you can't,
No,
I'm out of here.
Jason, will you bail me out
no.
here and
I am
just
out
pull
of
up
here
that
if you
photo?
can't.
Yeah, hold on. Give me a second.
Thank you.
No.
We're gonna make Larry eat his words.
We're going to continue our conversation.
I watch CSI and stuff, guys. I don't know if I should look at a photo of a young person. I mean, come on. I just got the restraining order lifted. Come on, guys.
Come on, guys. How did Dave Schultz do, guys?
Very
He did
good.
fine.
You should have tuned in or participated.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I'm telling you, my internet. So I had the Starlink all set up over at the announcer stand, and when the wind came up and blew everything over, I come running over here, and it takes Starlink a little bit. I didn't feel like my internet was very good tonight. I feel bad.
Did it get windy?
Yeah.
No, it didn't
Really?
get windy. Just Elon punked on the bet versus Mark.
Oh.
Oh shit.
And the Starlink's always secured really well. Didn't you have like duct tape holding it on the top of the full pull trailer the other day?
No, I was
The
just.
Starlink?
Well, we did. Yeah, we did at the full pull. Yeah, we did the full pull trailer. Friendlies.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's your daughter.
that's Chloe.
That's Chloe. Oh yeah, this is awesome. I remember this now.
She's freaking adorable, dude. I'm not
She's
even
got
kidding.
the biggest. She has got the biggest eyes I've ever seen. She has got
Yes.
such big eyes.
Yeah, this
know,
photo wins.
You know, if I had a diesel #2 energy drink in this here cup, I could be up all night doing things. I've got stuff I could be welding.
So there's
Oh,
that
boy,
awesome
she is
picture.
a cute- That's awesome.
Flip to the next picture for one where her eyes look a little bit more normal sized.
Does she drink energy drink? Is that why her eyes are
I
open
think
that
she-
wide, or what?
I think
she
so.
has
That
always
lines
had such. She's always had such
That's
big
a beauty.
eyes. I don't know. She has got the biggest eyes.
She get that from mom or
everyone
dad?
that sees her just got such big eyes. But she has grown. She don't know what home is. She's been to so many polls. She's probably been to 50 polls this summer. She don't even know where home is. She just thinks that the RV is home and tractor pulling's home, I think.
Sure.
She could
Well,
tell
she's
the
a cutie.
difference
I
between a pro stock and a
just hope
4-1.
my PO's not watching. I just hope my PO's not watching. She's as cute as a bug. I'm just saying.
Yes, no.
Larry actually said, "Oh my god, I laughed so freaking hard." Larry said these two people came up to one of our full pull stands, and we were in Rockwell last week, and he goes, "Yeah, it's great now. I can stand within 1,000. I can come within 1,000 feet of schools." And that poor gal didn't know what to say. It was so freaking funny. She turns around, and Larry's just total smart ass all the time. So.
Well, now, when I announce in Florida, I always thank the Department of Corrections, state of Indiana, for sending me this certified letter that says I can come down here and announce for you folks. I always tell them that. So, you know.
Yeah. Ryan, was this the puller meal Friday night?
Yeah, this was driver's meeting.
I love that.
Look at that.
That's the best.
At some point, there will be a meme for this, but I don't know what it is yet.
Well, I
It'll
liked
be-
your question. I said I'm going
It'll
to
be
turn
my
into
day.
a pro stock startup video for the pro stock startup. So
It's like that. It's like that kid who's sitting in his bouncy chair, and he's just laughing along. And you see this on TikTok once in a while. I think it was a trend for a while. Where he's bouncing along and he's laughing, and then suddenly you see something on screen, and he looks terrified. That was what went through my head when I saw that photo. It was.
TikTok.
Hey, Sean.
Yeah, I got addicted to that. And during the pandemic, I got addicted to TikTok, gained another 30 pounds. Yeah, I don't like that. Yeah.
hey,
Why did you gain 30 pounds watching TikTok?
Because I was sitting there eating Cheetos in a beanbag chair, and I won't go any further. I'll shut up. But I did find you're in a
Okay,
motorhome.
so I gained 15, but it was because I saw so many good things that you could make from watching TikTok. Believe it or not, you can smoke a Hot Pocket wrapped in bacon, and it tastes amazing.
this is what happens.
Well, I don't know how you keep it lit, but I'm interested to see that, Ryan. So, how do you
Shut
keep
up,
a Hot
Rich.
Pocket lit? I'm just saying. I don't know. Neighbor
All right,
kid
that was
probably
well
could.
played. I'll give you that.
Larry, when you heading out to Bowling Green?
Tomorrow a.m. like dawn's early light. I'll be there by noon. It's only like 4-hour drive for me.
So the games are up, you guys, at fullpull.us for Iowa State Fair and a couple for Bowling Green already. There's a Facebook post. Larry, did Chase hurt the two-wheel drive in Napoleon? I saw it only he won mini rods, but the two-wheel drive only went 216. Did he hurt the truck? I haven't asked him about it.
I honestly don't know. I haven't heard. I don't know
it
that
sure
anybody had a major
behaved.
explosion.
It behaved like a clutch problem. It was a weed burner. Like RPMs were upstairs, but just wasn't going anywhere. No tires up, nothing.
Okay. Because we've been texting, but I forgot to ask him about the truck. And I know Eric gets to drive it Friday night, middle of session 3 is what I've been told. So,
Right.
okay. So Bowling Green, is it Thursday? Is it Thursday afternoon, Thursday night, or is it just start Thursday night?
Thursday night, Friday afternoon, Friday night, Saturday afternoon, Saturday night. Five sessions.
sessions.
Start Thursday.
For all you Outlaw fans and out here out west, Wisner is 3 days this year. Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. State Fair is I'm in Des Moines, Iowa right now at the Iowa State Fair. That's tomorrow at noon and then Wednesday at noon. So a lot of stuff going on there. It's cool that's Adam's going out to Bowling Green for Built Diesel Mafia. That's awesome. He does such an awesome job with pulling. So it'd be good to have his eye out there. Charles Armada. Did I say it right, buddy?
You got it.
This is your hometown. This is the one you and Drew used to do, right? Together?
Yeah, we did. I've been there since I think 2008, and we are the second oldest continuous pull in the world behind Langford, New York. And
Really?
we've got our fair classes on Saturday starting at noon, and then a second session at 5 o'clock on Saturday night with we'll feature Super Farm, Light Limited Super, and Performance Semi, Open Diesel Pickups. Good program. And then Sunday, we, for the first time since 2010, I think it is, we're bringing NTPA back. We're going to have Region 2 back there. And yeah, Mick is chiming in. His house is 2 blocks from the arena. I can throw a rock darn near out of the arena and hit his house. That's how close it is.
Boy, you've got a heck of an arm.
Blocks? Wow, that's good.
It's well, you know, if you visit the spot that is between the arena and the pit area, which is the largest beer tent east of the Mississippi, you can get that distance on your arm and make it happen. I'm not saying I've done it, but I've seen it happen. That's how it
Do you
goes.
have to make one of those Michigan U-turns to go the other direction on the road?
Yeah, Michigan left to get in there. 100% Michigan left to get in there. You got to do that.
Yeah.
That's a thing. But for Region 2, we got Light Limited Super, Super Farm, Mod 4-wheel drive, and Minis happening in there. And I have told people for weeks now that I'm not going to go to Bowling Green because I'm busy with the fair and blah, blah, blah. I got the Fizz. I'm going to be there Friday night, and I'm going to be behind every corner you don't think I'm in. So I'm gonna make a visit to Bowling Green for Friday night. I'm gonna go haunt the place.
Cool.
I have to. I like my people too much.
Attaboy.
Got to do it.
You know,
Hey.
there's parts of Bowling Green that's a little too peoply for me.
Well, I mean, I didn't say where I was gonna go, but I'm gonna go.
Okay.
I'm gonna have a camera in front of my face, so if you want the evidence to appear, that's upon you.
Well,
And
according
by
to
camera
the
in
police
front
and
of his
fire,
face, that means it'll be pointed at you.
Yeah.
Hey, serious
according
question
to the police
for,
and fire, that Bowling Green, they have a meeting every morning at 8 a.m. after the night before session. And the police and fire always give a report, and then NTPA guys give a report or hear what we should have done different. And the Canadians give the police and fire department more heck than anybody in the campgrounds. And I have to tell a quick story. It's a Larry Richwine style. They had a Canadian that was passed out on a picnic table, and his buddies, also from Canada, thought that he was getting cold. So the fire was dying down, and they set the picnic table over the friggin' fire. And somebody called 911, and serious to God, that's what they said. And the fire department came, and rather than put him out, they just picked him up and put him over, and then woke him up from his whatever it is, passed out, and made him get off the fire. But yeah, they were cooking him basically.
Could you visually identify said individual? And I'm gonna put this in vague terms. Older gentleman.
Okay.
Big beard, gray, puffy hair. Would that fit the description of the individual in question?
Santa Claus is from the North
Do what
Pole,
now?
not Canada.
Yeah. Santa Claus fits. Would that be the guy?
No. I don't know who it was, but
Okay, good.
I do know that they, serious to God, part of the report was they had a guy, wasn't on a spit turning over the fire, but he was on a picnic table setting over the fire.
Because I do know a Canadian guy who does fit the description that I just mentioned, who has been to Bowling Green. He's been to the Enderley. He used to sit in front of us in our section at Farm Machinery Show, and we bestowed upon him the affectionate nickname of Fuzzy.
Fuzzy.
And
I know who
that
it is,
wasn't,
Charles.
that wasn't just his appearance. That might have been his state of mind.
I love it. Hey, Charles, Cassandra Warwick says, "Yeah, I'm glad you're making an appearance, Charles. Can't wait to see you."
Yeah, that'd be cool. Well, I'll see you down there. If you
Mr.
can find me,
Pulltown-
grass won't grow beneath my feet. You got to keep up.
Mr. Pulltown Nut, what's your campsite again? I'm going to send Larry back there for an exclusive report.
Yeah,
Doug
I
and
ain't
Hope
scared. I'll come
are
back.
leaving in the morning. Yeah, I think Doug and Hope are
I'll
leaving in
come
the
back.
morning.
No, Mr. Pulltown, we are. That's a meeting that will happen, but I will deny any hospitality offered out of self-preservation.
Well, if you drink enough alcohol, there'll be a
Somebody
lot of
asked-
preservatives in you.
Yeah,
Somebody
I
asked me
know.
on a text
They call
message-
it. They don't call it
No.
getting pickled for nothing. Larry,
Somebody texted
somebody
me a
in the
minute ago and
comments.
said, will there be a Good Morning Campers thing or not? They asked me just a few seconds ago on the, I didn't realize that the Good Morning Campers goes into the campground as well. I was talking to the competitors because Tech and Entry were open, and it went into the campgrounds as well. And I received a couple different greetings. One of them was a piece of poster board, and they presented it to me in the driver's meeting that was signed by a bunch of people that really don't want to be woke up at 8 a.m. in the morning. So, yeah, campground stories abound. But that Good Morning Campers, Jason, do you know where I got Good Morning Campers from?
I don't.
The movie
Oh,
Meatballs, the
touch
very
your game
opening
on
scene.
Choppers.
Balls.
Right, the movie
Spaceball?
Meatballs, the very opening scene. He says, "Good morning, campers. Please rise for our national anthem." And he puts bagpipe music on. Yeah, the movie Meatballs. There'll be a test later. Go watch it.
Good
So
grief. You did that at 8 in the morning? No wonder. I'm surprised nobody put you on a
I did it
picnic
at
table over a
8 in the
fire.
morning for the last 20 years of Bowling Green. At 8 o'clock in the morning, that's when Tech and Entry opens. Every day of Bowling Green, they would hear, "Good morning, campers. Welcome to Bowling Green day 1 or day 2 or whatever." And somebody asked if I'd be doing that this year. I says, well, probably not, but maybe I'll request to be allowed to do it at least once. So 8 in the morning is pretty early when you got to bed about 6:30.
Right.
Yeah.
Serious. Hey, serious question from the comments. If somebody needs to get a golf cart or a side-by-side or whatever, are such things available for rent on the grounds? Larry, you'll know this, or Charles, you'll know this better than I.
No, you
I
kind
seen
of
that
got to have
question
that
come up.
prearranged.
Yeah, that's something that, I mean, the pullers have to get a golf cart permit or support vehicles permit out at the gate when they get their armbands, but that's very much discouraged. You'll see a lot of the guys from the campground come up and leave and park their carts up at the gate where they come through from the campground into the fairgrounds. But no, as far as that, I don't know. If there was, it would be chaos and people would load them in enclosed trailers and you'd lose a lot of them. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
Okay.
From a
can't.
fat
I
guy
can't.
point of view that don't walk too good, I think it'd be a heck of a place to rent mobility scooters myself.
Yeah.
Just like, here's how hard it is to do this. It's a badge of honor on your golf cart, Kubota, side by side, Geo Tracker, Jeep Wrangler, whatever it is, up the side of the windshield to have those approval stamps going up there. Like that's a thing. That's a thing. I've seen some that they go back OG style for how back they've been approved to be there. So don't think you're going to get something approved easily there. No, not going to happen.
They used to call them a ditch pass, which meant you actually got to drive into the infield and the pit area with your support vehicle, your pickup truck or whatever. But no, I don't think there's any available for rental. No.
Sorry, Ralphie. Looks like you're either walking or you're doing the smart thing like Tyler does. Get yourself one of those. Get yourself a scooter and put some balloon tires on it.
No, don't do that.
Why not?
How fast is the scooter in question?
Too fast. Trust me.
It's fast enough to like break some part of Tyler's bones.
Yeah, so the Fire Punk guys, Levon Miller has a scooter that's called the Bone Crusher 9000, and it is so lettered because of what it did to Rod McMaster one night at Rocky Top. Yeah, this not a good idea. This is not Beer Money endorsed policy.
And
Tyler says it'll only do 20.
Yeah,
only.
I was coming back from Quick Trip the other day in Hillsboro, and Bruce was going to Quick Trip, and if he wasn't going faster than 20, I'll be surprised, because I was on a golf cart, which my front end does this, and I'm trying to stay on the road because it's not used to roads, it's used to gravel and grass, and I'm thinking, oh God, I forgot this stuff. It's like driving a boat, you know, and he was just going the other way, but yeah, it's very dangerous. The Galat team used to bring a couple Segways with them back when Segways were the thing, you know. And I said something one day. I said, "You mind if I borrow your Segway?" And I don't know. I think they said, "Yeah, sure. If you can ride it, get on it." And I got on it and went, pew! And they didn't know I had a neighbor. I couldn't afford one, but the neighbor had one, and they'd bring it over and play. And I rode down the track, and Von Bauer seen me coming. He goes, "What the hell are you driving?" And so anyway, But yeah, if Segways hadn't gone kind of out of style, I'd own one today.
Segued yourself right into a collision, did you?
Oh heavens, yes. I could.
Tyler Slaw says.
Huh?
Oh, Tyler Slaw says still enough speed to separate a collarbone from a shoulder blade. Laugh out loud.
Yeah, not good. You cannot. What's the belt that you put around your shoulders that has
individual like shotgun shells in it or whatever. You cannot wear one of those belts with enough bush lights in it to cushion your crash.
A bandolero? Not
Yeah, bandolero. Thank you, Larry. Yes,
Not that I know anything about
Wear a
firearms.
bandolero enough with bush lights to cushion that crash.
Okay, so for what it's worth, I know the guy who made the comment, and he's not that guy.
Okay.
Ralphie is pretty responsible.
Oh, Ralphie's very responsible.
Unless he's driving in the little red rifle, he's a pretty responsible fella, and he's got a he's supporting a particular pro stock team that is also pretty responsible.
Yeah, he's supporting the
kid that's laying outside Jason's motorhome since it knocked him out, and that was 38 minutes ago. Lost his shoe. He can't find it. That's how hard he hit the motorhome. He was responsible too. Responsible for the dent in that side of the FRP board, which shouldn't dent on the motorhome. I just say. Just say.
I will say this: Ralphie, I love you, but if Ralphie was riding a scooter and he did crash into Jason's motorhome, he might have dented it too.
Yeah, Ralphie's a good dude. Ralphie's a great dude. Seriously, everybody though that watches the show on Monday night, please go visit Mr. Pulltown Nut at 3464 and say the Beer Money Pulling Team sent you. I want a picture of a bunch of you guys hanging out at 3464. It's the west end of Parade Alley. He just wants to meet.
I already don't know where that is, and I'm glad that I don't.
That's his campsite. 3464.
3464. Yep. So Larry, please go meet him.
Well,
take a selfie with him.
Mr. Pulltown, just look for a fat guy on an easy-go golf cart that looks like he don't have that good of brakes or steering, and that'll be me.
Prohibition Pulling Team.
Look for the one with the siren on it going be-doo, be-doo.
No, I don't. That's a European song. I don't have one of them.
You should.
Did Sean Knopp, I always say their name wrong. Did he get his light limited super out yet? His Ford, remember we interviewed him guys earlier this year? Did anybody know?
He would be the one to answer.
Remember the handmade metal one? Okay.
I don't know if he made it, if he's gotten it out or not yet.
Larry, he wants to know, what are some of your favorite all-time polling machines to ever have watched pull? Like your just favorites.
Oh, I couldn't answer that because I've got favorites that I never tell anybody because I worked with all of them for 20 years. I have trouble making picks for full pull because every one of those guys are going down the track I've worked with and friendships with. But I came from the mod ranks, and a Diesel number 2 energy drink would make my mod run better now that he's back. Anyway, but I'd have to say it's back in the Banner and Ingwer days. Tim and I have known each other since we were teenagers, and back when he had all the motors on, 7 engines or whatever, that was probably some of the to me the highlights. But I mean, I'm very good friends with Bill Voorhees, and he's made some awesome passes. Real quick story, and then I'll shut up. I know it does happen that way. Bill came back in a pull-off at Toma one time, and he couldn't start all the engines and still get it in gear. And he had 3 running, and he come out to the track, backed up, hooked on the sled, and tightened the chain and took off. And about 25 feet, he reached up, pushed the clutch on the left side 2 engines, and they fired, and he went bang right out the gate again. I mean, stuff like that was just reflex for him to do. But he actually started those 2 engines when the other ones were wide open and 25 feet down the track. It was unbelievable. But yeah, there's every class has got, stands out. But as long as I've stood there, trust me, I couldn't pick 1 or 2 runs that was my favorite.
That's cool. So we appreciate you coming on the show, Larry. It's been fun to have you. It's been fun to work with you at Full Pull and continue to do that in the future. So I want to start wrapping this up. Ryan, give us where you going next? What's on your mind?
The Pro Stock belt buckle went home with the only person that it ever should have gone home with this weekend.
Agreed.
That was awesome. But you know what was even cooler? Was that for probably an hour and a half after that pull was over and Kevin had won the buckle, It was like a freaking wedding reception line of all of his competitors coming by to tell him that you were the only one who should have taken that home, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
In his second place interview with John Stranley, Rhett Parrish, the first thing out of his mouth was, "I'm so glad. I've never been so glad for a second place in my life," or something like that, because Kevin took that, won the buckle on his dad's tractor, and in the bottom right-hand corner was his father's name. See, for those of you who don't know, everybody competes for the lowest elapsed score. So like golf score, at Hillsboro wins this rodeo style, like PBR rodeo style belt buckle made by Montana Silversmiths. It's a beautiful piece. And every year Don will honor two people, one that we've lost in the pulling world and one that was local to Hillsboro. And this year in the pro stock class, the name that went on the bottom of the buckle was Don Masterson. And so Daryl drove the Tinker Toy the first night and went into a second place finish to Andrew Vorwald, driving one of Jason Rowan's tractors. And then on Saturday night, Daryl gave up the seat and said, "Kevin, you better drive Dad's tractor." And I've noticed something about when Kevin drives. I don't know if it's a medical condition or not, but Kevin doesn't blink ever. Like if you go and look at Charles or me or Cody or Midwest Tractor Blonde or Jesse Post or whoever, look at any one of look at some of our photos. If you zoom in on the driver and the visor's up and you can see their eyes, you will on multiple occasions find photos that we've taken where the driver's eyes have closed.
Which your visor shouldn't be up.
Fair enough. Fair point. But let me make the point I'm making. Kevin, every time I take a picture of Kevin, it's the same look of determination. And it's actually, if you saw it up close and personal, it would look quite terrifying because he looks like he wants to murder the track. And he does not blink. I have never once caught a picture of Kevin Masterson driving the rat or the toy where his eyeballs were closed or his eyelids were closed. But he was so intensely focused. And the second he started slipping that clutch, you knew that tractor was going to do something otherworldly, and it did. He put 50 feet on second place when he hooked. And Rhett Parrish gave him a heck of a challenge. He made it to he got to within a foot of him, but El Nino only went 364. The Tinker Toy went 365 and something. And good on you, buddy. Proud of you. I was very proud of Kevin. He did well.
He's a fine young man.
100% agreed. Proud to call him a friend.
Well said. CP?
And I'm
wrap
going
it
to
up.
Wisner on. I'm hoping to go to Wisner on Thursday, but if not, I'll be there on Friday.
Awesome. I will see you there, buddy. Richwine?
What?
Give us your
I'm-
final prayer.
I'll be. Oh, look at the shirt! My God, where'd you
Both-
get that? The
I got it on
Weekender,
eBay,
yeah.
dude.
Is that the one that is on eBay?
It's the
I probably
Weekender.
got some of those somewhere in the truck in the fence row. But is that the one that says Indiana's only jet, or is that not?
No, it's not.
I had some that
No,
said
it's
Indiana's
just the
only jet.
Weekender with the image of it.
Okay, yeah. I used to be the only turbine in Indiana, but never mind. That's for another day. But the best thing I got to do for my end I close with is if you're coming to Bowling Green, stop by the Full Pull tent and Jason be there. And I have actually bringing a chair that'll hold me that's not 12 feet in the air like those dang director's chairs. And I may just sit down there and hold court rather than drive around looking for it. I stopped at Bill Asher's trailer the other day for a 5-minute visit and it took me an hour and a half to get away from it. So
Imagine
I'm just
that.
saying. Yeah, imagine that. Yeah, and I didn't say much. Yeah, maybe I did. Anyway, I'm just
Yes.
glad to be
Yes,
a part of
you
this show
did.
and part of the full pull thing. And seriously, if you're going to Bowling Green, stop by the full pull thing and see all of us. Well, the ones that are there. Jason won't be there. He won't be there. So but yeah, we'll have a good time, and Bowling Green never disappoints. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, games are up for Iowa State Fair, Bowling Green. I'm going to be I'm on the mic at the Iowa State Fair the next 2 days. My grandma passed away this morning, so I got a funeral Friday. So I'm going to boogie back to see my dad and grandma at the funeral home, and then I'm going to head back out to Wisner Friday and Saturday. So excited
sorry
for
to hear
that. Everybody.
Sorry about that.
No, grandma, she needed. It was time, guys. She fell last week, and she was 94, and they had her on morphine, and it was time to go. It was time to go hang out with grandpa. So it's all good.
Well,
It's all good.
okay. It's okay to go home at some point in our lives, but still, you always
100%.
hate to lose them. So,
Yep, I'm with you. So I appreciate you guys doing this every Monday night. Charles, have a great time in Armada. I hope Bowling Green treats you well Friday night. Seriously, you guys go to campsite 3464. See Mr. Pulltown Nut. Tell him, because he's one of our super fans. Watches every Monday night, so we appreciate that. So, sound good?
all right.
Imagine how much of his life he's given to this show that he'll never get back. Ooh. Y'all have fun.
Awesome. Have a great night, guys. See ya.
See ya.
On the two-wheel drive side, last night's winner, Greg Gorzine, out of Assumption, Illinois. Beautiful Chevy pickup. Heavy under the fiberglass there. Calls it rekindled.